Hello everyone, this is the Captain Swan podcast number 41. I'm Serena, save your out on Tumblr, and let's just do the introduction right now.
My name is C. I'm Miss Neverland on Tumblr.
Hi. I'm Lisa, and I'm You Brought Me Home.
Sorry. I'm Mai, and I'm Bellamy Fraser Jones.
I'm Steph. I'm Bookstore Romantic on Tumblr, and I'm going to take this opportunity for my soapbox. I hear the slanderous things you say about me on the podcast when I'm not here. And what better episode for me to return with my brand new OTP, Go Swan Queen, than this one. Oh my god, you guys, it was perfect. Regina doesn't want to kill Emma. It's such a good start. Like last season was all the Captain Swan crap that we had. This season it's all going to be about Regina and Emma, and it's perfect. And I don't care what any of you guys have to say.
We created a monster. We created a monster.
It's all your fault, Serena.
You take the blame.
You got no one to blame but yourself.
I know. You are my Frankenstein's monster. I'm Frankenstein. Okay, so we have someone new this week on the podcast, and like you guys know, if you have listened to all 41 episodes, and I hope you have, we usually ask the new people when now did you start shipping Captain Swan? So, see, what's your answer?
Well, I first started shipping when Tallahassee ad, well, kind of obvious, and a bit cliche because I know people started shipping them when the Doctor happened and even the Crocodile. So
Before.
yeah, well, before that when that promo ad. Oh god, what a promo! So that's when I started shipping them. And I remember watching that GIF of them hugging 100 times because it was the most precious thing ever. And then I found the tag on Tumblr, and all downward from here. Yeah.
Maybe don't.
Okay. Mai, you were saying earlier that we have to do a disclaimer like a couple of weeks ago about Rumple.
Yes. Well, it wasn't a couple of weeks. It was
Last week. It's true, last week. I already forgot because so much happened this week, so much anger.
Disclaimer. We are going to haterade on Regina. Like, this Rumble by one was where actually it wasn't that bad. Like,
It was perfect and beautiful. I'll keep all of you guys honest.
It wasn't that bad, but, you know. But this week, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. You've seen it on Tumblr. It's gonna be bad. You like Regina? Yeah, you're not gonna like this.
Oh god.
And I was saying earlier that now everyone is gonna start hating on Regina, but I did it before it was cool. So I'm just like a hipster. I'm a hipster Regina hater. So I just want that on record.
Alright, when did you become cool?
This last week, I think it became cool. I definitely seen a lot of more.
Well, then I'm a veteran too, so you know.
Oh no! Don't get it wrong. Now we've always had our issues with Regina since the beginning. It's just we didn't have a safe place to air the stuff because every time we tried to post to our own blogs, somebody would inevitably see it, and we would get shit on, and then that haterade, and it gets get bad to worse. So
you get a Swan Queen stalker.
We usually keep our stuff to ourselves.
I never got hate over hating on Regina. Well, outright hate.
I have. So. I got a Swan Queen stalker once because I defended Adam over Comic-Con.
Oh god.
Yeah, it was a stalker. He said he because he was a he. Messages, okay? And Casey was like, "Fucking you asshole, leave her alone." Yes, it was bad.
Leave her alone.
Thanks, Rita, for telling me that you can swear on this podcast. It feels so much better.
Yeah, I was telling her earlier that we swear and we talk about Captain Swan having sex at least once an episode. And
I'm
yeah,
blushing.
but I have to start asking, since I can't assume anything. Did anyone actually like the episode?
Certain parts of it.
I like the
Yeah.
Captain Swan,
I liked the beginning and the end.
Yeah, it's
Um,
nice.
and I like Baby
The
Emma.
snowing bit was cute.
And Baby Emma broke my heart.
Snow
we
will
Yeah,
work it.
the flashbacks were good.
Flashbacks are
Elsa.
good. Captain Swan stuff. Snowing was okay. It was just kind of like there, but not. It was okay.
The magic was good. I like
It was
I really
great to
like-
see. It was great to
Ice
see
card.
Elsa find her strength and finally kick ass. It was great to see Emma use
The
her
Snow
power
Queen.
in a
The
strong
Snow
way
Queen was
and
great.
kick ass. And
The
I
Snow
was
Queen.
like shouting through the room, going, "Thank you, Sydney, for growing support!"
Yes!
Oh my
Miss
god!
someone,
It was like, for you, Sydney. Like, my entire life was like, yes, finally, you go, Sydney, you go.
I really like that baby Emma smiled so much in the flashbacks. It was actually such a surprise. I mean, she's a foster kid who just ran away, and yet she just met this friend, and she constantly smiles around her without the slightest provocation. This is so nice. So
Yeah,
rare.
because he hadn't met person yet.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we should start with the questions we got. First, Anonymous wants to know how old is young Emma in the flashback. Do we know her exact
I think she's
age?
about 15,
Uh,
14, 15.
there's a timestamp. 14 plus at most. 15 maybe.
Is she, because Emma's birthday is in October, and they said it was the summer had ended, so it was almost October. So was Emma about to turn 15 or about to turn 16?
15.
Well,
because
she
it
said
was-
that she had commented to Lily that Cecilia had just been adopted. And that was the flashback from the finale in season 3. And I think,
Yeah.
if I remember right, it said that flashback was 18 years ago, so that would have placed... that timing isn't right. It's less than that. It's more like 16 or 15 years ago, because that would place her at about 14 or 15 years old.
I say 15.
I don't think she can be older than 15.
Yeah, I say 15.
Well, we did have the dates 1983. Yeah, she was born in 1983 because we have that newspaper, the storybook when the curse first hit, and then we have the timestamp on the flashback is 1998. So yeah, it's quite
1998
easy.
is 15, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, almost 15 because October or not.
Okay, so that's your answer, Anonymous. Another question. The vampire chick with no fangs wants to know, what did everyone think of Lily? Personally, I wish we could have learned more about her, since she seriously looked distraught when Emma walked away from her. Might be unlikely, but I hope we see her again in the future. What did you think of Lily?
My thought when her dad came in and called her Lilith, I was like, did Emma just befriend a demon? I thought she was okay. I mean, it was so obvious that she wasn't being totally truthful with Emma when she was like, yeah, sure, my caseworker, that's what that person is.
Well, lots of reasons. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that Emma was lied to, but I think, that she was... obviously she was adopted, so she kind of knows a little bit about what it's like to be without a family, but she probably doesn't really remember if she was adopted when she was younger.
And
I would like
here's the
to
thing.
see her back, I want to see more friends of Emma's from her younger life. I think she kind of needs that.
And you know what? We don't know anything about how her home life was. Like, the dad could have been abusive or something.
Yeah. Good point.
We don't know why she ran away from the dad, but I'm guessing she had a good reason. And to those people who I'm starting right now, see? Who say, oh, yes, it's proof that Regina and Emma can be friends. No. Lily is a good person. Lily has not murdered or raped or anything like that. Nothing can make Regina and Emma friends.
I was actually kind of confused in Emma's speech in the crypt when she was saying, I'm like, okay, is Emma Lily in this situation?
Oh
I was
god.
trying to figure out how exactly this really forced parallel applied.
Emma and Lily had a real connection between them, whilst Emma and Regina, that's just connection in reverse. So.
But Emma was in, like, Emma and Regina, it was Emma who would have been Lily, right? The one who did the hurting.
I wasn't paying attention.
In theory,
In theory, it was pretty forced.
I mean, it makes
to
sense.
watch the
It was actually painful to see her making that speech because, girl, do you even know what you're talking about right now?
This was the worst part of the episode. It wasn't earned at all.
God.
Like, I took off my earphones. It's the first time in the entire my entire watch was about the time where I took off my earphones because I
Oh no, it's Tracer.
What was painful for me was having to sit there and listen to this bitch go, "You've destroyed my life. You've never had my back. You're just here because you want to suck up because you feel bad that you screwed my love life up, and if you really think that's gonna help, because I don't want to forgive you." And I'm like, oh, do I have to listen to this for 40 minutes of her bitching and like a broken record?
That's Regina par for the course, though. It was the bit in the crypt with Emma's speech that felt the most forced and not good.
I actually have a few friends who muted all those interactions between Emma and Regina, but I had to force myself to listen to them because what if I miss some actually relevant plot points? So
like
it was horrible. Oh god.
When I saw Emma was about to apologize, I was like, oh no, fuck no. Oh, fuck this.
I was trying to listen because I thought maybe at the end of this something good might come of it, but as soon as she opened her mouth and said, well, you know what it's like to be rejected and because of something that you have, and I'm like, hold on a second. What about Elsa, who is far closer to what you would consider a friend, who absolutely knows what it's like to have something that she didn't, that she never wanted, and now you're turning to Regina for help?
Rejected for her magic or for being an orphan. She was rejected because she was a fucking murderer.
And you know what it was?
It almost felt like Emma was just spewing whatever Regina wanted to hear to make her feel better.
Someone gave her a script and she spewed out those words.
What was even writing?
That they actually made Elsa convince Emma to go after Regina.
Yes.
She can change, she can. Maybe you should give her a chance. Maybe you shouldn't be so hasty in walking away from her. And it's, why are you doing this to her? Why are you ruining this? Because Emma and Elsa actually... Oh shit, sorry.
Emma and Elsa make sense.
Emma
and Regina don't. I get from a writing standpoint why Emma, why it happened, because they have a son that they share, and they need to start laying more of a basis. But it was just dumb.
No, but honestly, even writing-wise is stupid because you cannot put it's bullshit. You cannot put your main character basically on her knees, flagging herself for the person who ruined her life. It's so bullshit and toxic, and it's the worst. Okay? Oh my god.
I just can't conceive. Why is she standing there taking this garbage?
Yes.
Why? I mean, I get that she's trying to mend fences because of the greater good. They've got to team up and take down the Snow Queen, and they can't be at odds because they need to work together. I get that. But she's taking a massive amount of shit that she doesn't deserve to take, and having to fall on her sword. Into her good graces for the greater good, and it's not fair to her at all.
Feels like some of the writers just had some received so much satisfaction of seeing their main character taking so much verbal abuse. It's like, guys, why even writing her then? Just leave her alone.
She didn't take it as badly, like as lying down as I thought she would from how it sounded like in the interviews before the episode. Like I thought the stuff in the forest was going to be so much worse than it was.
Yeah.
I was just kind of just not surprised by it. But yeah.
I actually expected it, but then seeing it actually happen is two different things, of course.
Like, I'm sorry.
You?
Are you okay?
Like, okay. It pissed me off. Just come on. And okay, I'm gonna say it, and I might get hate, and I might get friends pissed
Oh,
at
yes,
me.
good.
I'm gonna get probably friends pissed at me because they wrote us about this. This is not Emma taking the high road. It is not.
Thank
This
you.
is Emma being taking all this shit. It is not high road. It is bullshit. It is being Emma. Okay. And I'm the first one to say that I don't want season 1 Emma back, but season 1 Emma did not put up with the fucking bullshit.
Exactly.
Season 1, Emma wasn't such a doormat when it came to Regina, and this was just, yeah.
Yes, there was. Like, I'm sorry. There's a difference between taking the high road, and taking the high road is it's what most people in the show do, right? When it's in the character, but Regina. But when it's Regina, it's basically, oh, look at me, step all over me. You ruined my life countless times. You murdered my father. You murdered my children. You separated me from my daughter. You cursed the fucking entire world. And you still beg at me like, oh, people are mean to me. No. Yes, I told you I was gonna be pissed. I'm really the most pissed off
Actually,
I've ever
kind of soft.
What drives me crazy is that, okay, I can accept Emma not responding to Regina because Regina is delusional and you can't reason with her like you can't. But the end when she goes and it's like, oh, I want us to be friends, that I can't accept because it makes no sense. And second, all the reasons she gave for wanting to be friends made no sense. They were flat out retcons of the canon of Once Upon a Time.
It was bullshit.
Yeah, and it makes me so mad because they are the writers. If they wanted to write Emma and Regina having a huge connection because they were misunderstood or whatever,
They would have gotten it together.
they should have written it, but they didn't. It was something that, like Swan Queen shipper, I'm sorry, Stephanie, they made up in their heads. They made up in their heads, and now the writers are pretending that it's something that really happened. And I have a list of the things that they said that were flat out wrong. First of all, Emma claiming that Regina always had her back is stupid.
Oh,
When
God.
did that happen? It never happened.
What I mean? No, she's like, you've helped me so many times, and I'm like, nah, wait, what? Like,
All Regina ever did was undermine her, get her arrested, try to separate her from her son. I mean, there's nothing she ever did that would suggest that she had her back. Not for a
Also,
second.
she killed Henry.
Even
Well,
if you ignore the stuff like during season 1, like even like post curse breaking kind of like magical reset on relationship bullshit, like it's still Regina is out for herself and she only ever undermines Emma.
Oh, and you know what pissed me off? I mean, I love Jane Espenson. I love her. But her recent response pissed me off.
What did she say?
What did she say?
Okay, some fan, I'm not gonna say for no hate. Okay, it's asked Regina should learn some sincere apologies to her victims. would improve her relationships. And she goes, true, but I kind of like her. I like the way she is.
Okay.
And
Yes, she
here's
does.
the answer. The same person answered. If she can't apologize for the people she's hurt too badly, like Emma and Snow, why should they be apologizing to her? And somebody else got in and said, agree. Why should Emma and Snow always apologize to the woman who ruined their life, and won't even apologize? And Jane, this one was the answer that really, really, really pissed me off.
I'm
Yeah.
scared.
Oh
Don't
god.
forget, we can sometimes infer actions that took place off
Save me
scene.
a bagel for later.
On screen. Like, okay, so we're supposed to assume only
Cool.
that Regina never apologizes and she apologized off screen? No. But of course, our characters have to apologize on screen. No, that's not right.
And if anybody would possibly want to say that this isn't true, all you have to do is look at 3A. Yes, Regina had a lot of sass, but at the same time, at every turn she undermined Emma. Every single turn, no matter what Emma's, no matter what her ideas were, what her plan was, she
It
always
got
had
lost.
some shit to fucking say. To the
Yeah,
point
sometimes
where,
yeah.
I mean, to the point where eventually by episode 6, she just broke off and just left. Instead of trying to work together as a team. Even when they finally found Henry in episode 9, she still had to bitch about, oh, Henry's all I've got in the whole world. You've got this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
Really?
Sometimes I feel like
That's all you got because you've killed everyone else in your life.
sometimes I feel like the writers would love to just forget this season 1 ever happened, that Regina murdered all those people, right? Graham, and so on and so forth. So it's just everyone will then see her as this precious snowflake that needs cuddling, needs to be apologized to constantly, and it's just, why did he even write season 1?
Let's just remind everyone that just 2 episodes ago, Emma claimed to be traumatized because Graham died, and in this episode she's like, "Oh, please be my friend," to Graham's murderer.
Yes.
And that's something the writers wrote this season, not
But
in
here's
season
the thing.
1, not 3 years ago, this season.
And here's the thing. They claim that they wrote a scene where Emma found out about Graham's murder. But I haven't seen the scene. Like, they've released every deleted scene, but they have not released that one. Maybe
It was deleted from the confrontation in the hospital in the season 1 finale.
Yes, that's what they said to Matt from TV Line. So that's how we know, not because they said it. They said it to him, and he wrote it, but they never confirmed it in any other way. I mean, I believe him. He's usually reliable, but that's the only way we know
exactly.
that.
So I don't believe, like.
And I mean, if he
I'm
didn't
still
have,
going to be on Team Emma does not know about Graham because, really, if she knew, she would not be acting like this.
I mean, Harry knows and he told her, but anyway, maybe she didn't believe it. If it didn't air on ABC, it's not canon, so we can't say for sure that Emma knows.
Exactly, and that's what pisses me off the most. Like, I'm sorry, but Yen knows. Like, okay, I know some people here are big fans of Graham, but I loved Graham, and I'm pretty sure she loved Graham.
Yeah.
Who's a fan of Graham?
He was very important to Emma. Okay, people.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Nobody's denying that.
No, because some CS fans don't like Graham. So.
Can I just say that Jennifer probably, I'm sure she thinks the episode was bullshit like we do.
Oh, come on. I bet Jennifer hated the episode.
Jennifer did not like the episode. Jennifer did not tweet to watch the episode.
Oh.
Last week for the
she hasn't tweeted.
She didn't tweet, hence low ratings. So, you know,
last
she did
week
her job.
last week with The Apprentice, she wrote, "Oh, tonight on Once Upon a Time, so much stuff happens. Watch Once Upon a Time." Uh, this week with the Emma flashback episode, nothing, not one tweet. She didn't tweet anything, and it was a flashback episode, the first since Talassi. So you would think she'd make a big deal of it. She did not tweet one thing, so I'm pretty sure she thinks it's bullshit too.
Everyone thinks it's bullshit. I mean, even people who kind of were on the
Except
fence
Regina.
about liking
And
Regina.
probably Lana because she's bullshit in interviews.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
and in Twitter.
Lana is terrible, but even she said, "Oh, Regina is such a bitch in this episode."
Yeah,
Like,
but she had to ask the writers why she's doing that.
why would Regina be a bitch? I don't know. That's so strange for her. She's never been a bitch before.
Never.
Oh, God.
And then she goes on to say how it was necessary because of, the mistake that Emma made, and that it's supposed to bring them together somehow and like try to solidify a friendship, or that it was a long time coming because she's had all this bottled up anger towards her for bringing Marion back. And what the worst part about it is that when Emma says to her, I think it's an admirable thing that you're doing to save the life of the woman, of the wife of the man that you love. I know that can't be easy. And she just busts out going, "Do you think I want to do this? No, I don't want to do this. I don't have a choice in the matter." I'm like, hold.
I seriously considered killing her for a moment.
It's like, shut up, Regina. She's giving you a compliment.
She just continues to dig her grave even deeper. It's like she couldn't fathom that maybe it was okay to do it for the right reasons. Like it was because it was the right thing to do, because this person's a human being. Aside from the fact that Marion is Robin's wife and she's a human being and she doesn't deserve to die at the hands of the Snow Queen for no apparent reason, maybe it's just the right thing to do. Oh, but no, I don't want to do this. I'd rather leave her just to die, but I can't, but Robin would hate me forever.
Emma had no reaction to Sydney being locked up.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of did. I mean, they were a little concerned with, like, the bridge falling apart at the time when it happened, but you're just kind of like, that's where he's been? What? She did react. Can I say, though, my biggest problem with Regina this episode, it's the second time it's happened now this season, and I don't like it, she's called her Swan. No, Miss Swan, no Sheriff Swan. I'm like, I'm sorry, what the fuck is this bullshit?
You don't get to use that name. You don't have the right.
It's not right. It's just wrong, and it shouldn't happen.
And come on, and I see fans everywhere being like, "Oh yes, it was such a great episode." I'm like, did you not see Emma was crying at the end? I mean, I know you're a Swan Queen. I know you're a Swan Queen shipper, but if I was a Swan Queen shipper, I would not like this episode.
I had an Anna actually tell me that she looked happier at the end of
Oh god,
Breaking
I
Glass.
remember that, Anna.
Yeah, that one. That she looked happier at the end of Breaking Glass than at the end of The Apprentice, and I was like, oh god, what show are you watching? Can you please direct me in that direction? Or better not, please don't, because I don't want to watch it.
Like, seriously, she had red-rimmed eyes. And she had been crying, hardcore crying.
Can we talk about the fact that Emma still keeps her, like, she's living at home with her parents, and, like, she's happy and she loves them and all this, but her box of childhood things is in a locked cabinet in her office?
It's because she's still not ready, despite all the headway she's made. She still keeps that part of herself close to her chest. And that's why that moment, that scene was so phenomenally huge. The fact that
I think it's just as much to protect her parents from the pain of that time as it is to protect herself from it.
But the fact that she felt vulnerable enough and trusting enough to open that up to Hook,
and to let him open it up. He's open it up. He's the one that opens it up.
But let's talk about the screen cap kisses.
That she felt vulnerable enough to allow him to see those things. It's such a big, huge deal. This is like the most intimate moment for beyond kissing and hugging and all this stuff. This is probably the most intimate moment they've ever shared.
It was amazing. Like when she was alone in the office, I was like, oh, please let Hook show up. It will make that whole crypt thing a lot better. And then it was perfect from there on out.
Okay, question. Is the show gonna deal with the fact that in the flashbacks this episode, young Emma said, "Oh, I realized that I'm too old. I'm not gonna have parents." And in the Echo Cave, Snow said, "Emma is not what I want because she's too old." Like, are we ever gonna deal with
No, we're
this?
not.
Or
They don't deal with Snow being a mom unless it works for them. They don't deal with Snow being a mom to Emma.
They stopped
What I
dealing
would
with
like to
it
know is if
from
they
She
how
never
they
said.
deal
Hold
with,
up. Hold up.
sorry,
That's
go on.
taken like way out of context. She never said she didn't want Emma because Emma was too old. She said she had regrets that she missed all the time that she could have had with her. And
But she said the words, this wasn't what I wanted.
it was not what I want. She said that's her actual quote. So, I mean, if Snow had to go and choose a child, she would choose a small child. And I mean, that makes sense for a mother, but for Emma, hearing her actual mother say she's too old to be what I want, what I wished for, when being too old was also the reason she never got adopted, that must have to hurt. And it makes me crazy that they haven't dealt with that yet, when we've had like 5 episodes of Regina moaning about her boyfriend of 2 days breaking up with her. Like, one thing is not like the other. Why do we have to have Regina angst about her freaking boyfriend and not deal with Snow and Emma and the Charmings and Emma? That's just absurd, the kind of priorities the writers have about their relationships.
They've really dropped the ball on the Snow and Emma relationship, and I would really like to see, although I really don't think we're going to get to, when they tell the Charmings about what's on the video.
I
don't think we're going to get to see that, but we really should.
I think it was Morgane or somebody, or maybe Adrian, who pointed it out. Snow Queen being motherly to Emma in front of Snow, and Emma responding to that.
That was.
And Emma responding to that, I'm like, I want that. I want that. Like, maybe it would click on Snow, like, shit, okay, guess what? This one's your daughter too. She might be 29, 30? I missed that. She might be old. But she's still your fucking daughter. You don't get to be happy when she goes on a date. You have to be her mother all the time.
Remember season 2 in Enchanted Forest? That was great.
That was wonderful.
Yes.
I'd love to see that back because they don't really interact that much at all. It's just you're Emma, you're Snow, and you just kind of live together, and you just go on a date, but you don't talk one-on-one anymore. I think the last time the talk was in the first episode, but I don't remember.
Probably in the finale after she got back.
Yeah, they had a talk in
before
the Tale of
shit
Two
really hit the
Sisters.
fan.
I mean, if the writers thought about their story logically, Snow should have a huge reaction to meeting one of Emma's foster mothers.
Right?
A huge reaction to the Snow Queen. Of course, she won't. But if the writers thought about the emotional reaction of their
And
character,
you know what kills me? And they use Daddy Charming so well. Like, you get David feeling afraid of being a dad. I know because for Storybook Live I'm the official Charming, so I had to rewatch The Tower recently. And David's so scared of being a dad, and they let him work that out, and then let him have a relationship with Emma. but Snow has a non-existent relationship with her daughter. Like,
I just
why does it have to be one or the other? Why can't
I
it be
just
both?
I just feel like ever since Ginny got pregnant, that they kind of put her in this back seat to the rest of the show. And even though she's already given birth, and she could very well come back and do all the things that she was doing before, it's like they don't have a place for her. So they give her these tiny little scenes here and there, like the thing with Will Scarlet on the beach, but it's not like really meaningful. All those stories that I think they would have liked to have pursued, they just kind of threw it off, and they're focusing more on the characters that they think can interact better, because Ginny or Snow is so focused on baby, you know. And it's sad, you know, because she really does. If the show keeps following this formula where the next episode is like directly leads off of the last, then I'm assuming once she sees the video, she's going to tell her father and her mother about it. I mean, why wouldn't she?
Yep.
We might not see it on screen, but she's definitely going to tell them.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna see it on screen. I think they're gonna start next episode with the Charmings already knowing. I have another thing that Emma said this episode about Regina that was false, and that was that Regina's been a good teacher, a good magic teacher for her, which is completely ridiculous.
She dropped her off a bridge once, and the one thing she did was the magic mirror. And the other lesson was dropping her off a bridge and having her get frustrated to make fire.
Pretty much.
And we talk about how she's all, oh, you should be learning your craft. Bitch, Rumpel taught you. You didn't learn by yourself. Rumpel taught you.
And I mean, this podcast has not been kind to Rumpel, but we have to admit that Rumpel has been a good magic teacher.
No, Rumpel is a great magic teacher.
To Emma.
I thought Rumpel was solid in this episode. Because he wasn't in it.
Yeah, it just.
I was
silent, and I'm like, maybe I should clarify that was a joke.
I actually paused for a second because I didn't remember any Rumpel, so I just thought.
I was like, wait.
Yeah, he was great.
I also think this episode had the perfect amount of Belle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wait, what?
We didn't go to
Even
the
though it
whole
should have
house.
been
It was
Ruby.
in the back
Or
right
Granny.
Yeah, can you move that we can hear people in the background?
Don't worry. Well,
What was that?
honestly, you know, the other thing that kind of pissed me off, not about the episode, but about people's reactions, was that
The whale?
a lot of people think
The
that...
whale thing? The whole
What?
Emma is cruel to whale thing?
Well, that, because no, she's not. I mean,
Yeah, but that
Come
pissed
on.
me off.
she's doing her job. He's not there because he crashed her date. He's there because he broke into the library, and then he ran off from the restaurant, and he's obviously broken into more than just one
He
place.
said it. He thinks, oh, it's a perfect, blackouts are perfect for breaking and entering. And then they caught him in the tents, and then he stole the money from the ice cream shop. Like, he's in jail because he has to be in jail.
Exactly.
I remember
And her giving him a Pop-Tart was not cruel or being mean to your precious little Will.
Are they assuming that people in jail automatically get a gourmet dinner? I mean, come on. Seriously.
And like he didn't, and Will didn't seem to mind the Pop-Tart.
But what irritated me more than anything was that a lot of viewers were complaining that that Killian, I'm going to stop calling him Hook. Killian was acting out of character because they assumed that after the whole blackmail thing that he'd be more tentative around Emma, that it would be obvious that there was something going on, and he wasn't at all obvious. He was nice with her, and he gave her a kiss on the cheek, and he was intimate, and whatever. And I'm like, well, she had a bad day. He could obviously see that. Do you honestly think that he's gonna throw his shit onto her already very large fire?
Yes.
No.
I have a headcanon for that.
Okay, say it.
I mean, the episode took place the same day that The Apprentice ended, right? Like, it was just later in the afternoon. They'd been doing paperwork all day. But in my head, that's the reason he went sailing. And Emma was like, oh, you should maybe take Henry. But, like, he was like, okay, I'm going to, I need to, like, clear my head or whatever, figure, some shit out. And that's why he went out on the water, giving Emma the Regina, the excuse for Emma and Regina to be together alone. But, like, he needs to take a little bit of day. He's not going to, like, tell her, like, the very same day it happened. He has to think about it first.
Give him a few episodes, at least.
He literally has not had any time to think about it, and they probably weren't alone while they were going through paperwork in the sheriff's office with Elsa and Charming and Will Scarlet in prison.
Right, so it wasn't
I'm sorry, but can I love how they have to specify why Killian is such a permanent part of Emma's life that they have to specify why he's not there.
Yeah. That was half the point of that scene. This is why Hook won't be in this episode.
Yeah, they have to be like, okay, this is the reason why he's not here. Because
I noticed that too.
Would be like, where was he?
I found that really funny. I was like, wow, he has become such an integral character to her, that to Emma, that if he is not in the episode for a certain period of time with Emma, they have to explain it, because there's no way that he would not be around her most of that time. So if he
was also explaining why Henry wasn't with Regina.
Thank God.
I just find it funny that now he's become like so important to her that they have to explain why he's not there.
Yes, it's so weird. It's so bad. Can we? I'm going to be mean. The Big Swan Queen episode had some of the best scenes.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you thought it was a Swan Queen episode. Let me end it with the biggest CS scene to ever CS.
And did you notice that most of the media reactions to this episode, like the reviews, were focused more on, oh my God, the Captain Swan scenes and the Emma flashbacks, and very little on the Regina and Emma shit?
Because nobody, like, seriously, not even the people watching the reviewers, they're getting fed up with Regina's shit too.
Yeah, except for once BBC Twitter keeps tweeting Swan Queen. Jesus Christ, stop with the queen baiting, this is offensive.
Seriously, once ABC and Lana have to stop with the queer baiting, because
I'd love to know who runs it, because they get everything wrong. Just the little thing, the last tweet about Emma and Henry getting their first coca, and that was the first time Emma entered Storybrooke, which is not true, because she entered Storybrooke 2 nights ago, prior to that photo. It's just the little things, and then the Swan Queen tag, everything.
Seriously, like, sometimes they're so on par, and then they tweet about how should Regina forgive Emma, and it's like,
oh God.
Oh, like,
did they hire Camille Wriggle? Honestly.
Yes, because Emma was the one magically responsible for Marion dying in the real timeline. No, she was not.
Emma ruined Regina's life when in fact she actually allows Regina to interact with Henry, which is huge after what Regina's done. But no, it's okay.
She saved the Okay, the first thing I'm gonna say will probably have maybe Robin would have been completely okay with Marianne being dead and killed by his girlfriend. Previous to this season, I wouldn't have said that, because the guy claimed to walk through fire for Marianne, but I'm gonna have some make-out kisses with the queen who has only insulted me in the past. And I'm gonna forget my forever love with the woman who I would walk through fire and who gave me my son. Yeah, pretty much. And, like, seriously, Marion deserves better than you.
Yeah, so like Mulan.
Yes, come on.
Yeah, like Maiden Warrior sounds much better than Robin Hood anyway. They ruined Robin Hood. This is such an issue.
I am so pissed off.
I recently rewatched Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, and
I'm watching it right now.
yeah, I got to the episode where we see Scarlet entering the Merman, and I looked at Robin Hood and thought, gee, where did you go? Did you just...
Yes. Oh god,
disappear?
I'm watching that episode right now. Like 2 hours ago.
Oh my...
I just watched that episode because I want to come up with a good Scarlet Queen tweet, okay?
Yeah.
I'm rewatching all the episodes, and I just rewatched that, and I'm like, where the fuck did you go? Like, where
Actually,
are you? Where are you?
the best Robin Hood episode was that episode, and it wasn't even on Once Upon a Time itself.
Yes.
Regina corrupts everything. She ruins literally everything. She ruined Robin Hood.
Life ruiner.
I just feel like it just feels like to
one of
me.
my all-time favorite characters. Okay.
Yeah.
I was very much in love with Robin Hood.
Robin Hood is about social justice. He's about helping the poor, and now he's with the Queen, literal oppressor of the poor, of the unwanted, of everyone, of the underdogs.
And he's like, oh, I don't care if you killed my girl.
Fine,
I don't care if because we don't know. Because we have to assume that Robin knows because you saw Marion's face. There's no way Marion didn't tell Robin about, hey, this woman killed me. What's about this?
She's not a monster. No, Marion, you could have done wrong.
What's sad though? It feels almost like she has done so many horrible things that even the man that claims to love her has to act out of character just for it to make sense. We're talking about a guy who knows for a fact that this woman not only was an oppressor and a murderer and a psycho, but she also murdered his wife and didn't even remember doing it. And yet he still loves her. It's like
his son. Like, stop thinking with your dick, dude. Stop
They
that.
True love. Regina actually said that out loud in the episode. Oh, my true love. I was like, ugh.
Oh, and speaking of that scene, yay, no, ABC for not taking the time to at least try to get decent, real-looking pictures instead of screenshots. Because who the fuck is taking those pictures?
There were
Really?
all those gifts around with, where did this
That one was
from?
Henry in the
Screencap.net.
hallway when he snuck up on them. Obviously, it had to have been Henry.
God, so...
And then the
No,
one
but
with
then
To the
Emma.
mayor making out in the hallway. He's gonna blackmail her.
Oh, they were just making out and taking pictures of themselves while they were making out.
Yeah, and then there was a Swan fire picture that was also, and then the pictures last year of Henry talking to Neil. Talking to Emma in the stairs to Neil's apartment. Those are also screenshots. And it's like, who is following them around?
Sydney.
Matter of fact, you know something? The only pictures that they've ever shown that weren't screenshotted pictures, and this is very telling, that were not screenshot pictures, was the photographs in Henry's camera that he left.
Yeah.
You know, there was a
New York.
photo in season 2 of Emma and Mary Margaret.
Yes, that one too. That was a cute one.
It was.
Those are nice. I want those tales.
And
Honestly, I think the worst thing to come out of this episode is the obvious way that Lana is unable to separate. And this is not to shit on her, because I'm sure that she's a nice person and all. But she's got to the point where she is unable to separate character from actor. Because when that person tweeted that, should I go to hell for wanting Robin's wife dead, and she said that, I'll join you, I was like, whoa, Lana.
That's method acting at its best. You know.
Like, I'm sorry, but here you have Sean. Oh, Sean is amazing. I love Sean. I deeply love Sean. I love Sean to the truth to the cast. I used to have a problem with Robin Hood. But Sean is awesome. And Sean and Robbie K have an awesome relationship.
You were saying about Sean tweeting about
Yes. Thank you for thinking me back. Like, and he tweeted, "Hey, stop sending Christy hate." Jen has tweeted, "Stop sending hate." Adam has tweeted, "Stop sending people hate." And Colin probably has tweeted, or maybe will tweet it. Stop saying, "Why the fuck isn't Lana tweeting? Hey, I know how you are. Stop sending hate."
Someone made a joke yesterday that she wants to get either fired or something else. That's why she's tweeting this shit and gives those interviews. But, that was just... Was she drunk? Really?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure she was. I mean, come on. You have to be. I mean, come on. And what the fuck is ABC's press release team? Like, seriously, where is her press team? Because recently, he did not used to screw up so much.
I mean, back in season 2, she said that Regina and Graham's relationship was cute and flirty. So yeah, she kind of did screw up a lot, even then.
But it wasn't so obvious. I mean, it was once in a lifetime, like, it was like, okay, one comment bad, and then like a few okay-ish comments, but now it's bad.
She doesn't give a fuck. That's all.
Now it seems it's like every other week.
It's just...
Hey, I want to strangle Emma. Emma is such a bad mother.
She takes the abuse because she knows she deserves it. Like, what the hell?
And Emma, of all people, deserves all the abuse she can get. Yeah, right. Cool. Moving on.
You know who stopped taking abuse this episode? Sydney.
Hey, Sydney! We should have a clap for Sydney.
I'm glad that he turned the tables on Regina, because let's be honest, it was a long time coming.
And nobody expected it.
But
we did not see it coming.
But at the end of the day, he just traded one mistress for another. To be honest,
yeah,
not even. He's so screwed right now. He's stuck in the town. The Snow Queen doesn't have any use for him. She doesn't care. He just betrayed Regina, and he has to find somewhere to hide because he can't leave. There's an ice wall. He's fucked.
Pretty much.
But, good job betraying her.
But hey, you know what? Somebody pointed it out. That Sydney is free to go and tell whoever what Regina is planning.
Will he?
We'll know if he will. I'm kind of hoping he does, at least to some extent. He knows that Regina wanted to kill Marianne. He knows that he wants to.
I mean, so that Emma, didn't Regina tell her that I was
she did.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing.
I feel like Sydney's just gonna hide out somewhere and not have any screen time.
Yeah.
And
just as usual. So.
Can we talk about the part where Emma says that Regina understands her because she knows what it's like to be born with magic and how it's completely untrue?
That's completely full of shit. That is so garbage right there, because Regina spent her whole life honing these skills to use them for her advantage. Emma never wanted them, and neither did Elsa, which is why for her to say that instead of gearing it towards Elsa makes zero sense whatsoever.
And I mean, Regina wasn't born with magic. She never manifested her magic until she went to Rumpel and told him to teach her. On the other hand, both Emma and Elsa manifested magic unwillingly, so that's completely different. If Regina didn't want to have magic, she could have never gone to Rumpel and she never would have had magic. Emma doesn't have that choice.
Fucking thing.
But yeah, Cora had magic. Does that mean it just passes on?
No, Cora
Well,
also learned.
maybe it was dormant in some way.
Regina,
Maybe I don't know.
Cora also learned magic.
yeah, Zelina
Yeah, but
had
she.
magic.
Well,
Zelina had magic since she was born. Like when she was a newborn, she had magic, and when she was with her adopted parents, she manifested magic without being
yeah.
taught. But that's three: Emma, Elsa, and Zelina. That's the ones who were born with magic and who manifested magic powers before having a teacher.
I'm still
But
sad Emma and Zelina didn't have any more scenes. They just had so much in common, considering the childhood. No, I mean, there was. It would have been wonderful to see the parallels and the different paths both of them had taken.
because
Because they had similar childhoods, they were both abandoned, and so on and so forth. But look at how differently they both turned out. But everything about Zelina was about Regina, so
And
that
I'm
was
still sad that, like, I understand why she had to die, but
yeah. Actually,
I think
out of all those villains, I love her most. She was
I think
entertaining at least.
he was.
I hope the Snow Queen doesn't die. I think it actually would have been fun if Zelina had still been alive without powers. She would have been kept in a cell, and maybe during sweeps and once in a while they go to her and have a nice visit, have some tea. I don't know. I wish. I just hope they don't kill the Snow Queen too.
Just imagine at the end.
Suck her into the hat.
Just imagine at the end of Once Upon a Time, every single villain comes back and they have to fight them all. That would be nice.
The
One
fourth
massive
thing,
boss battle.
the fourth thing that was a complete bullshit. That I'm sorry to be calling things Emma says bullshit, but they are. It's when she said that she and Regina both know what it's like to be misunderstood.
No.
It drives me crazy because Regina is not and never has been misunderstood. That's not what it means. I feel like we need that quote from The Princess Bride. You keep using that word. It does not
You
mean
keep
what
using the
you.
word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yeah, that's not the meaning of
And I'm sorry.
misunderstood.
In Regina's life, you know what Regina's wife is? The gift from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Cool motive, still murder.
Yeah.
So her life is really good.
People being mad at her because she murders people is not
That's
the
a
meaning of
misunderstanding.
misunderstood.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're all so stupid for not getting that murdering people, kidnapping children, raping people, trying to kill their son's mother. That's all just a misunderstanding.
Okay.
He wanted
Elsa is misunderstood and Ruby is misunderstood, but not Regina. Like Snow was misunderstood when she was a bandit and people thought she was a traitor or whatever. She was misunderstood. I don't know, Charming when the dwarf thought he was a gold digger, he was misunderstood. Basically, every single character in the show has been more misunderstood than Regina. Okay? Belle, when people say she's smart, that's misunderstood. I mean, so many people are more misunderstood than
Hell,
even
even Rumpel is more misunderstood than Regina, and that's saying something because that is one of her things. If she's got something against you, or if she's mad, trust me, you're gonna know, and you're gonna know why. She never makes any bones about it.
You're gonna know why, even if the reason why is completely ridiculous, like blaming a 12-year-old for the death of the guy you love instead of your mother who ripped out his heart and crushed it.
Because, I mean, Jesus, we're 4 seasons in, and she still bitches like a broken fucking record about the
And
same
you know
thing
what's the worst
over
part?
and over.
The fucking double standard that we're supposed to, because it was so long ago, we're supposed to forgive Regina for her wrongdoings because they were in the past, and she's a new Regina, but she keeps bringing up the whole, oh, you killed Daniel is dead because of you. Like,
It's like
seriously?
you can't have one without another. It's like,
Like,
it's been, what, 3 years ago? Yeah. No, everyone just went and forgot about season 1. How does
then
that even work?
people
mean,
forget
it was
that
not
Regina
long.
actually killed Henry.
Yeah.
And what about
He never brought that up. Like, not once did he bring that up, that she actually killed him.
and what about Snow's nanny when she was a part of her murder? I mean, Cora
That was
didn't
a misunderstanding.
that was so misunderstood. Yeah. She was going to pat her on the back and then she just fell off the tower.
Yeah, dreaded X-Men.
We have a bunch of questions we haven't answered yet.
Banterina, seriously.
Because you've been going through a bullet point list.
See,
I
the idea is that for Emma to say that Regina's been rejected because she's misunderstood is bullshit, because she's been rejected because she's a psychotic bitch and she likes to kill people.
She hasn't even been rejected that much. I mean, they refused to eat her lasagna once, but then they have just included her in all those family shit. And
It's like with Owen and Kurt. She tried to get him to stay. He said no one time, and she kills him and leaves the boy a freaking orphan. And then she acts like she's the victim when the boy comes back as a grown man trying to find his father.
But do you remember her crying at the town line?
that was ridiculous.
That was... Oh god, I got so emotional.
And how she put her hand toward the border.
It's like he left her out of...
But he didn't. He hated her because he knew that she killed his father. I was like, what is wrong with you, woman? I don't have any friends. Everybody hates me. Of course you don't have any friends. You kill everybody.
Like I said, she doesn't have any people she loves because she's killed them all. The only person who actually truly loved her was her father, and she murdered him.
And Henry, and she almost got him killed with the poison turnover.
No, he actually
I feel
killed
like
him
she'll
so
try it
fast.
again soon, because she didn't finish her job the first time.
Okay, the questions. Killian Lover 27 wants to know, were you guys surprised at all that we got those 2 cute little Captain Swan scenes in this episode? I was hoping we would get something, but I was not sure we would. I thought that two scenes were perfect. What are your thoughts?
I thought we were gonna get one scene at the end.
Me too.
But,
I thought we were gonna get like in what's the episode after? I think Bleeding Through, when we got that one scene in the diner. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like one scene of Emma being playful and Killian brooding to. Because it was the episode after he got cursed, so that's what happened the last time.
Where needs to go?
Someone cursed one of his body parts.
At least this time they didn't curse the important body part.
Yeah.
Yes,
So,
I brought it up.
yeah, I was kind of
Where's
surprised.
Michelle? Seriously, Michelle always follows up by the early comments. I miss Michelle.
Honestly,
She's glad to go on vacation.
Yes, I know.
I was expecting
Vacation.
one scene, but I wasn't necessarily expecting public displays of affection yet. So when they had the jail scene where he brought in the box of records and he gave her the kiss on the cheek, I almost fell out of my chair. Not because
They were
it was a
about
Captain
to
Swan
kiss,
scene.
and you can tell that they were about to kiss, and then Will speaks up and it's
The jail
Stupid
scenes.
Will, Scarlet!
I wasn't
Okay.
freaking out because it was a Captain Swan scene. Of course, it was cool. I was freaking out for the fact that she feels comfortable enough at this stage in the relationship to allow that. Whereas before, she couldn't even hug her own son, and now she's letting the boyfriend kiss her in public. That's a big deal. Big deal
Yeah.
for her.
I can't wait for Snow's face the first time she sees them kiss. I hope.
Oh, Charming.
Charming.
Let's be real.
Yeah,
Well, I
Charming
have-
was very conveniently not there.
I have a little bit of a headcanon because I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a picture on Tumblr. Somebody who was on set took it while they were filming a scene in the sheriff's office. Elsa was there, and they believed that it was Jen because it was somebody with long blonde hair, and she's the only other person that has long blonde hair. And she was wearing a tank top. So they were all in there. I guess they were discussing more Snow Queen stuff, and I kind of had this headcanon where I was like, so if this episode, because this is from 4-6, if this takes up right from where 4-5 left off, and everybody's in there working, and let's say Charming and Elsa leave to go to Granny's to have lunch, and Emma and Killian stay behind and do more work, why would she be in a tank top when it's like 50 degrees outside?
You can
It's getting hot in here.
And in all the other scenes
Yeah.
that we've seen in the promo pic, she's wearing that pink little sweater thing. But in this picture, all she's wearing is a tank top. You think somebody got caught doing something they weren't supposed to do?
What we're definitely supposed to do.
Okay, but talking about the scene being interrupted by Will, does anyone else think that maybe it was Killian who let Will out? Because Charmin says he didn't do it, and I kind of think I believe him. So maybe it was Killian?
No, I completely
He wasn't there. Killian wasn't there. He was with Henry.
I think Scarlet
he was out on
is
one.
talented enough to let himself out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was convenient and no one was at the station, so why not?
Yeah, honestly, I believe Charming because he was so confused. He was like, wait, what do you do?
It was so adorable, actually.
I don't think Snow really knows yet how this whole major thing work, because they can't just pardon people.
Yeah, that was so awkward.
Well, she's used to being queen, where she could just pardon people.
Yeah, so Mayor is just being queen instead of Regina. Makes sense. Sort of in italic storybook, so who needs laws? Proper laws and paperwork.
Okay, so another question. I Can't Marry My Emotion wants to know, do you think now that episode 8 is 2 hours, we will get a True Love's Kiss or Taco Times?
No,
Oh god.
hey, no. Remember, people, it's not taco. It is,
Yeah.
you have to grind coffee. It's grinding coffee.
It's getting
We have changed
more
our
childish
food,
with each episode. Honestly.
we have changed our food-related sex metaphors, so please update
No.
yourself.
Okay,
It's
taco
so
is
wise.
brewing. It's coffee. And you know what coffee is made out of? Beans.
I'm
I
sorry,
will
I'm
say,
not
to actually-
participating in that. Or what?
To actually talk to the question, I'll say I don't think she'll find out about the whole stuff with the hat until then, because it doesn't make any sense. There's no drama otherwise.
I don't think they're gonna
Yeah,
have sex
and Killian doesn't deserve to grind their coffee or whatever we are saying until
Millions
he's
of players
truthful.
are building on Roblox.
What's going
Tom
on?
built the Eiffel Tower.
Who is this dude that's
Alex built
talking
an
to us?
experimental jet.
What the fuck is that?
Honestly,
I think
I would like to think because of the later hour of the 2-hour episode that it might happen, but
Oh,
because of
good
all
idea.
the drama that's going to be going on, I wouldn't count on it. And I'm not holding out that it will until, at the very least, she gets her own place. Period.
Here's another question. In the press release for the 2-hour episode, they say that Snow and Charming are searching for Emma while all of this stuff is going on. And in the stuff that they were filming last week on the street in soapy, snowy Storybrooke, there was like some sort of reunion scene. How long is Emma going to be mysteriously missing from her family for?
10 minutes of 4:07, probably.
Yeah,
Well, if if Rumple decides to take her, if Rumple tells her about the hat, which we're pretty sure is what he's going to do, and takes her out somewhere secluded to suck her into that hat, then
I don't think she's gonna be in the hat for
For all of episode 9.
I think that's unless there is something in the hat and she has a little hat adventure, like with the apprentice who's also inside the hat and whatever. But I don't think so.
Oh, correct.
I don't think she is either, but I think that Killian's going to stop her first because he knows what Rumple wants to do with the hat. He's obviously going to stop her before she does it, but they might I don't think they're going to show up outright at first. They're probably going to, I don't know, hide maybe to try and outwit Rumpelstiltskin so she doesn't he won't find her again.
So
or maybe they're on their way back from Rumpelstiltskin and they get cornered by the Snow Queen. There's 100 different options,
Yeah, and during the hiding, they could have sex, They can drink coffee during the hiding. Come on, they have to pass the time if they're hiding.
Maybe he saves her from going into the hat, and on the way back, the Snow Queen makes her big, huge attack, because that's leading into episode 9 or whatever, and she causes a huge snowstorm. And they get stuck out there, so they have to go in that little cabin, and then we can have coffee grinding galore.
Right.
All the fanfic from the hiatus comes to life.
Hey, come on, we know. Come on, Stephanie, don't even try to deny it. You know you want it. Come on.
When did I say I didn't? With the exception of the fact that I'm now a huge Swan Queen shipper.
Of course, yes. I forgot. Tell us something as one Queen shipper would say.
Regina deserves her happy ending.
No,
Thank you. That was very fun.
I don't know.
I'm got it.
Them on my Tumblr.
Drinking coffee. Oh my God, he's taking advantage of her. He's a rapist.
I'm sorry.
There you go. How dare Hook encourage Emma to press play on the video machine? That's just horrible, and he doesn't understand her.
Okay.
I loved the video, you guys. I loved watching them, and I loved their holy shit, what the fuck faces at the end. That was awesome.
Hold on,
This.
have you all seen the chipset, right? Where it changes to the scene from Thor? Because yes,
What?
I love that comment. The whole maybe I'll take us on a portal to Asgard. I was like, Josh must have enjoyed that. But yeah, there's a game set with Emma and Siri and Killian seeing the video, and instead of being the Swan Queen, it's Josh and Thor, and then the sharks' faces, and it's so hilarious.
There was also a gift set with them watching Netflix of that scene, and they're watching Netflix. Okay, another question. Anonymous says, isn't Abby Ross a perfect young Emma? A+ casting department.
Yes.
It's actually pretty scary because I saw a set in Jen's tag where they compared Abby Ross with slightly darker hair with Jen from her first movie, and it was just, wow, how do you guys do that?
Have you seen the photo set going around where Abby Ross has dark hair?
Yeah, that was just talking about.
Oh. No, but this one to compare. No, this one compares her to younger. Who plays younger Ginny? I mean younger Snow.
Bailey Madison?
Yeah, somebody said that she looked like Bailey Madison when she was little. Like,
They all look like each other, honestly.
seriously, what kind of magic is this?
But it is true, that picture they had of J-Mo in one of her first films when she was 15, they compared it to Abby Ross now, and they could be twins. I'm not even lying. Freaky twins. But if you want to know what Swan Queeners say, this is what Swan Queeners say. Because in the latest confession I saw, Apparently, they think it is the height of disgustingness for Hook to touch her, for Killing to touch her with his hook, because it's such an evil thing.
I'm sorry, it was his hand that was cursed, not his hook.
In episode 3, when he ran after her at Granny's and he grabbed her elbow with his hook, why would he touch her like that? That thing's been used to kill people. That's so evil. Oh, that's disgusting. That's abusive. But it's okay for Regina to like touch people with the hand that she's used to ram in people's chests and grab hearts and crush them to dust. That's not even.
That's romantic.
Remember Jen? You know what Jen thinks about the hook? There's something really sexy about that hook.
Exactly. Yeah.
If she gave a shit about the hook, she would have noticed it when he walked in the door.
She gives a shit about the hook. The only time she went back to calling him Hook was when he didn't have it.
Exactly.
Yeah, she was misled.
In a positive way.
Okay, the last question we have. I completely forgot if this is something I asked last week or if it is new. So you guys tell me if you've heard it before. I Can Marry My Emotions says, why do you think Henry is cool with Regina dating Robin but not Emma and Hook?
Oh, it was something I brought up.
Yeah, but this is also a question from someone who apparently didn't listen to our last podcast where we discussed this at length. And
Yeah, I was going to say, we discussed this.
we discussed it, so you can listen to our podcast number 40 for our opinion on this. And I think the consensus was that it made no sense, but maybe Henry is losing brain cells hanging out with Regina.
Maybe a few of them. Maybe that's why Emma wanted to get him out on the water. It's not good for him to be stuck in a crypt all afternoon.
Seriously.
Why doesn't he go to school?
Right!
Exactly. He needs to go to school.
Yeah, the only teacher is now Mayor.
Why the hell isn't Henry in school?
Probably because she hasn't been able to contact everybody in New York to deal with all that stuff left over, and she can't even go back there to get her things because of the damn ice wall. So
Right, but I don't think they would need his stuff from New York to just enroll it in school and storybook for the time being. Like she's the sheriff, she's the boss,
And
so
her mom.
her mom is the mayor, so they should let him be in school until she's able to go back and take stuff from New York.
And you know what? Like, seriously, it's not really a real school because every kid was in the same grade for 28 years.
Yeah, Henry was the only one like going up, but I mean, it should be in school, and it's really weird that it's going on like sailing trips with this cool stepfather when he should be studying, because he's really getting more stupid this season with the storybook Regina thing. So
I'm sorry, but has Regina thought of the little fact that if she screws up the past, there's not going to be any Henry?
she just doesn't care. She's at a point now she just doesn't care. All she's thinking about
Henry
right now is
cared?
herself.
Removing his own existence?
I think the theory isn't to change the past, it's to change the future. Get her a happy ending, in theory.
Yeah, but who knows how much is going to be altered within that is leading up to that future
The
in
ripple
order to
effect.
give her what she wants.
I mean, the book stops when the curse is cast. So first of all, it stops at Regina's happy ending. Second of all, it has no say in the future, so it just makes no sense. I hope the writers have thought this through and are not making it up as they go along, because doesn't make much sense.
It's pretty weird.
You guys, do you have any comments on the episode? Any last comments, things? We've answered all the questions.
I'm never watching it
Oh.
again.
Oh, can we talk about the ring? the ring. Because
There, ah,
we haven't talked about the ring.
okay. Tell us about the ring, Mai.
I mean, it's been pretty obvious that like every episode they have some hint of marriage or proposal or something related to Captain Swan. During the date, it was the whole,
You
oh
guys,
yes,
do you realize that you keep saying that they're gonna get married since like
no, okay.
season 3A, and they still haven't yet?
No, but here's the thing.
You
I
were all
don't think they're gonna get
betting.
married. I don't think right now. I don't think they're gonna get married. I like because okay, and I wrote this in one of my reviews. Marriage is just a word. Rumble and Belle, compare that the Rumble and Belle's marriage. It's based on lies. It really isn't really, but neither of them is really happy because they don't know the other person really well. Captain Swan, on the other hand, basically have the relationship you're supposed to have when you're married. You know?
I mean, they've been on one date. Let's not.
They're still in
They've been
early
on one
stages.
date, and he is kind of keeping a big thing from her at the
Yeah,
moment.
exactly. I
No,
think.
let me finish talking.
Sorry.
Like, they're gonna build up to that.
Yeah, I can agree that they could have in the future a relationship like you're supposed to have when you're married, when you're,
But
but they still are not there yet. I don't think they're
I know,
there.
I'm saying, but they're like, hint. But like that right now they don't, but they're on their way there.
They're
They
working
still
on
got
it.
a long way
it's
to
once
go.
upon a time, that's all.
Yeah, it takes time.
It
So,
takes a long time. Probably the rest of season 4 and most of season 5.
Yeah, I mean, they're not at a point right now where they could do that.
No.
It's too early yet.
No.
other comments on the episode or random other things?
Not
No?
particularly.
Okay, so I have to say that the promo for the next episode surprised me because I was expecting it to be like boring and all about Belle, but the next episode looks kind of interesting.
I
The
really don't like Belle.
She really doesn't.
No.
I
There's no
mean,
use for her.
she just bores me. I liked her in Skin Deep and like in
She
season
was
1.
great
But
then.
then, like, it looks like the writers
I love
don't
how you
even.
say I loved her in Skin Deep and in season 1, but the only episode she's in season 1, other than the end and the finale where she's in
She was in, she also was in Dreamy. I'm sorry. She was also
Oh,
in.
she was in that scene in Dreamy.
Okay, but that's when she wasn't so useless, and she talked back to Rampol, and she didn't like believe all the shit he told her, and she called him on his shit. So that's when I liked her. But then the writers stopped writing her that way, and I stopped liking her. But
Yeah, remember that rotten heart comment? I'm still not over it.
Nobody's over that. Especially considering the fact that he just told her that her boyfriend murdered his first wife in cold
I mean,
blood.
shouldn't she be afraid of Rumpel now that they're married? Kinda, sorta, at least a little bit.
She is in
Right?
such a state of denial. I'm just hoping that
Okay.
when it comes to a head in this episode, and it will,
Because
that
it will.
she's,
I'm
that
pretty
she's finally
it's
going
gonna
to
be the
find her,
episode.
that she's finally going to grow a pair and confront him. Because when in that part of the promo, when she tries to get him to tell her the truth by using the dagger, and when he opened his mouth and said, "I thought that I could trust you," I was like, "Oh no, you did not. No, you did
You're
not."
giving
Just
Classic
say
Rumpels.
that.
Well, there's no more libraries for him to buy her to like buy her love back. So
How
you
do
know
you have,
what?
how do you have the gall to shit on somebody about trust, and you've been lying to their faces before you got married. Are
And
you fucking
what?
kidding?
Because
You know
you're
what?
Rumpelstiltskin and you're just a giant asshole and addicted to power.
If you see the press release, she says that she uses the dagger to find out the location of the Snow Queen because she wants to help. Like,
And he sees it as a breach of trust. I'm like, breach of trust, asshole? Really? Really? Are we gonna go there now? Because let me give you the fucking list, okay?
I like Belle without Rumple. I'm sorry, I missed one. I like her. Like in 3B, I liked her, and then not. When
She's fun with like when she was with Ruby and when she was with Ariel and stuff. Like
when she's around.
I don't do Rumbell.
Yeah. Too much. Yeah, no.
Okay, so if you guys don't have any last comments, I think we can
I really
end.
missed Kristoff in this episode. No, I'm kidding.
It's actually, I've been watching Greek this few last days, and whoa, we really didn't get enough Christoph. I really need to see more of him. I hope we'll get him in Family Business, because
Yeah, I
he's so
think
cute.
so.
Oh
We should have hope.
In the episode, we get Kristoff.
my god. Yeah.
Like,
Okay.
yes. But I kept my promise of mentioning Kristoff at least one time every episode on the podcast. Yay!
Thank you, Mai. So, so this is the end of the podcast, and we will be back next week to discuss family business, and hopefully we'll be less pissed off. But I hope you enjoyed us
Hopefully.
thinking about Regina. So thank you everyone for listening, and bye.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.